Hey guys, Creator Mom, good morning. So I was reading a little bit of Richard Dodd's book, one of his books. He has like a lot. But this morning, and in it he was talking about how he was glad that some of the things that he tried to manifest like didn't come to pass because, he says this, the higher power kind of knows what's like truly good for you and not good. And I feel like that confused me because so that's kind of like, I think that's kind of like along the lines of like, a lot of Christian doctrine. Like you can pray for things, but if it be God's will, then it will come to pass, right? But then when you step into more of the self efforting, if you will, like manifestation world, or even maybe like self efforting like prayer world too, like in the Christian world, like you decree it and declare it, and you got to have enough faith, and you have to truly believe in your heart, in order to see this a miracle or in order to see something come to pass, right? So there's like this, toggling between these two like worlds in the Christian world and in like, the manifestation like without the Christian God, you know what I'm saying? Like so like in the manifestation world it's kind of like, you have these two things. It's like you are God. Um your subconscious mind doesn't know, your subconscious mind is what's like creating things, and it doesn't know like what's good for you or what's bad. It just receives and replicates whatever like you believe essentially at your deepest core being, and it doesn't know good or bad, right? But then it's just like then you have people saying like, oh no, when you manifest, like there's a higher power that like knows, if something's truly good for you, not good for you. But it's like my question is, if that's the case, then how do you know? But then they'll also talk about like how you have to do manifestation correctly, and you have to like, you have to learn about your inner spiritual world. And it's like, well, how do you know if God just didn't answer your prayer, or if God just, or the higher power chose like that wasn't really like the best for you, or, and that's why what you asked for or what you were trying to manifest did not come to pass? Or is it because you didn't do good enough? Or is it because like your internal world, you didn't really believe enough, or your internal world wasn't like shifted enough, or like you weren't in the state to see that certain thing come to pass? Like, how do you know whose fault it was? It's like, oh, is it God maybe that just didn't want me to have that thing? Or did I not really believe that thing? I feel like that is one of the main confusing things about prayer and manifestation. Did higher power just not want you to have it? Or did you just not have enough faith? Did your inner world just not line up enough? Yeah. So I see that. I see that discrepancy in both worlds, if you will. And if somebody has an answer to that, feel free to comment down below.